He's done a couple of years.
And we know Danny. Okay. Hi, Rich, hope you feel better.
Yeah, I just had it a little bit already.
Okay, we're gonna start with visitors' comments. Jim, you got anything? Mr. Wonderling?
You know, I do have one thing I wanted to comment on, okay?
Okay.
It's for the past 15 meetings, with the exception of I got kicked out the other night there, door locked in, but anyway, I've gone to those meetings, and I never hear anything about the sewage authority. Every meeting, there's something controversial about the water authority, but never anything about the sewage authority. So I came here tonight to see what the hell's the difference.
Well, I can't answer that question for you, but we'll do our best to keep everything in order and in line and to the best of our ability. How's that?
Sounds fine to me. You understand where I'm coming from, though?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Thank you. Tom? Joe?
Yeah, I'd like to know how the sewage company is doing with their maintenance program right now. Everything's up and running smoothly, or?
The plant's running good. When the weather breaks, we're gonna have some work for the fellows, checking out some possible breakage on uprights and from snow plows and other situations from winter.
I was gonna suggest that because of all the snow plowing done in
Yes.
the past few months there,
Yes,
there will be some issues.
yes,
We don't need any more filtration into our systems,
right.
infiltration.
Anything else, Joe?
How's the boys working out down there? They staying busy?
Yep. Yeah, I check on them not every day, but I'm over there quite often to see how they're doing and,
Good to hear that. I commend you on that, yeah.
well, thank you. Okay. Bob?
Yeah, I submitted an email to the secretary. It was February 21st. Did you receive a copy of that?
February 20.
Because I didn't see it listed in the correspondence.
I don't see it either, Bob. I have the 25th letter addressed to the Water Authority, but
Yep.
I do not have the one for the 20, you said the 21st?
I have it here in front of me, yes. But, okay, just to summarize what it's about, in the Sunshine Law, there's a provision in there, if you want to be notified of meetings, you can submit a self-addressed stamped envelope, and then the entity, whether it's a sewer, the water, or the Board of Supervisors, they have to mail you notification that there's going to be a special meeting or whatever. Now, I wrote to the Office of Open Records inquiring about this, if there's any way this could be done by email. And by law, no, there isn't. But the secretary there, Ms. Wagenseller, or should I say the executive director, she suggested just ask the boards to, they could compile an email list, so when you have something special going on, you can just take the email list, attach the notification, and email it to all the interested parties. Now, I presented this at the Board of Supervisors meeting last month, and Jamie was there, but they agreed that they would do that, and lo and behold, when the dust oil bids and the dumpster bids went out, I got an email notification as well as other people. So, you know, in Outlook or probably any of the email packages, you can compile a list and then just attach the list, and everybody that's cited on the list will receive it. So the point of this letter was to let the board know that the supervisors were in agreement. The executive director of the Office of Open Records suggested this, and I'm asking the Sewage Authority Board, when you're advertising anything, would you be willing to authorize the secretary to maintain a mailing list? So the residents of the township could be notified And this would, not only let them know, but I think it's good public relations to empower people with some knowledge of what's going on in the community and, what the interests are.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that because we're working on putting together a website for the sewer authority, which this stuff would all be on when this is done. But yeah, I don't have an issue with that. What do you think, Rich? It would be an email list, huh?
I don't have a problem with it at all.
Make a motion, we'll do it.
I'll make a motion. Give a list.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay, Bob, how's that?
That's great.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I just listen and get informed here and
Okay.
see what's going on the past couple months.
Right?
Yeah, I just at the water meeting last night, they just wanted to know if the Storage Authority had any thoughts. I'm sure you have a letter from the township about merging the boards, and they just wondered if you guys do want to get together or not, otherwise they're just gonna vote to drop
Yeah,
it.
we wanna have a workshop, but it's not about merging the boards.
Well, that's what we wanna know, and I said, I'm coming tonight.
As far as I know, that's my consensus. Rich can answer himself, Peggy can answer herself. As of the board members here now, I don't conceive merging these boards.
Okay.
I don't think there's a good,
Well, I don't either,
Excuse
but, we have to ask if you guys want to talk about it. If not, they'll probably be dropped.
I think we need to have a workshop with the water authority.
yeah, we need to do that. and-
We will have a workshop if you want,
Yes,
just make a time with the secretary whenever, that way we can get
yeah, if you
together.
wanna make a correspondence, the secretary can make correspondence and get back to us with a date
Sure.
when everybody's happy, so we're not conflicting with anybody. I think that would be absolutely wonderful.
I did talk to Rich already, and as far as no good dates would be Fridays or Mondays, so any other day is fine with me. so-
Any other day other than Friday and Monday.
And Saturday and Sunday, of course.
Well,
Do you
yeah, no,
want the
that's fine.
secretaries to figure it out?
Yeah, you just get the hold of secretaries and make it.
Why don't we give them some dates too and see if we can come to an agreement on one of them? That way we're both giving each other dates.
Yeah, how about, next week's not good for me at all. Let's, where we at? We're at the 11th. What's the following week, Jamie?
22nd.
Let's say Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? Rich,
Yeah, I'll have that.
give them those options, Jamie, Tuesday, Wednesday, or
March
Thursday.
23rd, 24th, and 25th?
Yes,
When's the meeting though, because they have to bring it back to a meeting to decide.
no, for a workshop?
Water authority, yeah.
We
Well,
just,
yeah, but their meeting would be the first week in April, and ours would be the second.
we just had our meeting last night, cause
Right.
the one, when it couldn't show up here last, so we just had it last
Okay,
night.
so, but if we send them, that's our list, if one of those, if they can match up one of those 3 days, then we can,
Yeah, just as long
We
as
can
it's
do the work.
advertised 24 hours.
Mhm.
yeah, so. I mean, that's plenty of notice, that's a week. Yeah,
Okay, so you guys don't wanna discuss the merging, so we can make a decision at the next meeting to drop it. I mean, that's,
I think it's gonna be discussed.
I think,
Because it's
I think the
process.
board should discuss this
yeah,
together. Supervisors not involved.
yes,
No,
that's
I
what
agree,
we
I
want.
think it should be between the water and sewer.
Water and Sewer Authority, right down there, if everybody wants to
Yep,
bring their punch list of whatever and leave it at that. And, sit down and whatever time it takes, it takes.
Okay, this meeting will be open to the public.
That's why with that letter I suggested I suggested the garage because of social distancing.
Oh, no, that's
That way
fine.
you guys-
Listen, I don't have an issue with the public, but we're not gonna turn it into
yeah, free for all.
a free-for-all. I mean,
I agree with that, Chief.
I don't have a problem with, questions and, but, I just, if we're gonna have it, we'll have it. It needs to be simple.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's all I have to ask, because they asked me last night, I said I'll be here and I'll ask them. you guys wanted to do that.
Yeah, I had talked to Patrick and them before, and, you know, this COVID and all this stuff that's been
Oh,
going
yeah.
on, you couldn't get together to do anything. So now that
Okay,
things are trying to come out of the woodwork, we need to use the garage, we use the garage, that's fine. Yeah,
Last question,
yes.
could you do roll calls on those on your board?
For everybody that's on the board?
No,
This,
I don't know who serves on your board, I just,
Uh,
I hear people talking about it.
you want to just read him the roll, give him the roll.
It's
Okay.
Keith and Penny, Rich Filer, Dennis, Winkler, and Chet Lundy.
Okay.
Denny's in and out of the hospital with problems, and I can't answer for Jeff.
Okay.
Okay, if there's nothing else on visitors' comments, take a look at the bill, or the minutes, I should say. And, I didn't see anything wrong with them, so.
I'll make a motion we approve the minutes.
No.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, the next one is, treasurer's report.
Balance in the general fund checking account as of January 31st is $55,426.96. Balance as of February 28th is $55,132.74. Balance in the savings account as of January 31st is $108,162.23. Balance as of February 28th is $110,666.
Jamie, I don't know if you, this Notary recycling up there for $21.
They took the fridge over at the,
Let's note that they, this Notary recycling was for scrap metal, so it doesn't get misconstrued by anybody. So, everybody in agreement with it? Yeah. Okay, next up is, approval of the bills. Anybody see any questions on the bills out there? You're more than welcome to ask before we approve
I didn't see anything on the ordinary.
it. Need a motion.
I'll make a motion to pay bills.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Correspondence.
letter from the supervisors and copied on letter to water authority from Papa.
Okay. Delinquencies, you got 42 delinquencies set out.
A letter from the supervisors, what were you suggesting, or what?
Suggesting a meeting, a workshop with the two boards, which we had been planning quite a while ago.
So, the official parties at this upcoming meeting will only be the water authority and the sewer authority?
Water and sewer.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Everybody can look over the maintenance report and the operator's report, and if you've got any questions, we'll wait for you to ask here. No questions? Okay, old business. The refinance of the first college loan, I know she had done some homework on it. I don't know if we ever got any answers back yet.
An email.
Got any?
Yeah, it was in the email that she sent out the other day to us.
I didn't get that one.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I was shanghaied. Okay, so what's since that's the situation there, what's the balance on that loan?
About $119,000.
Okay.
The one, big loan, it's either $7,400 a month or $8,700 a month. It will be done in October.
That's right. Okay, so maybe when October comes around, Rich, let's revisit that once that big loan's paid off. And let's revisit what we can do with, getting rid of this one.
Yes.
And that would really, that would help us out.
A lot.
Yes, okay. So we can lose this refinance, First Commonwealth, take it off the rolls. The website, I don't know if you had any time to work on that, Rich, or?
I worked on it a little bit. I'm waiting for, actually contacted 2 different places. I'm waiting for, purchase pricing.
Okay. Okay. Next thing.
Next month.
Okay, that's fine. At the last meeting, we had talked about getting a pressure washer for over at that plant to clean things up. We got some quotes. The guys went out and looked up a gasoline-powered pressure washer, and they got prices on 2 of them. I looked up the electric ones because we only need a unit that can stay in the garage, basically. You can always put extra hose on. So it depends on what you guys want to do. The one that they looked up is 4,000 PSI, which is just great, but 4,000 PSI also cuts concrete, paint. I don't think we need a gasoline one because of the extra maintenance. It's not something they use every day, so it's gonna sit in the garage, you know what's gonna happen. We're gonna have carburetor issues with this wonderful stuff that we have, so I'm looking towards the electric one. I got quotes on 3 of them. One of them will knock your socks off, which was AJ's Power Equipment up in Mansfield, PA. It's 3,000 PSI, 3.5 gallon a minute, $7,100 with 100 foot of hose added would be $600 for 100 foot of hose. I looked on Northern Tool and Equipment. They have a 2,700 PSI, 230 volt, 2.5 gallon a minute, and these are all make heat. 2,329.99, and then the next one down from that, which is a 2,000 PSI pressure washer, which is a hot one. 2.8 gallon a minute is what it is, so it puts out more water with less pressure. It's $3279.99, and I brought all the specs with us, but
You said one was 230 volts or something?
the last 3 that I said, Bob, were 230 volt.
So where are you gonna use this? I mean, are you gonna?
It needs to be used at the plant, basically.
Yeah, I realize that, but you get in some areas, you don't have readily accessible, outlets at 230 volts. The second thing, that plant is predominantly 480 volts.
Okay.
So there's a transformer in there, I think it's in the garage, that gives you, steps down for what you would consider, now these are single phase, right?
Single phase, yes.
So, I think you have to get an idea where you're gonna use these and see what you would have to do to run the thing with.
Well, basically what we're talking about is putting it in the garage, and it's not gonna move. If we need to go add hose to it, it's a quick coupler, and you put 100 feet of hose on, or if you need 150 feet of hose, you put it on, because the hose don't care. The wand at the end does the work. So the pressure washer can stay stationary, be hooked
Well,
up.
if that's what you're gonna do,
Yes.
you better look at the, power service out there and make sure you have it. I would suspect you would,
Yeah,
but I
so-
don't know without looking or.
Right, that's where we were at when we were discussing it. we talked about an equivalent of around 3,000 PSI because you don't need, there's no reason for 4. And the heat does the work, so.
Do you get different nozzles with it?
Yes, you
Something
get
like-
4 or 5 different nozzles come with it.
Even if it was a little bit high, you could reduce it depending what nozzle you're putting in.
Yeah, and again, the 4,000 PSI and the other one that the guys brought in for, which, let's see, the second one that they got was, that doesn't even have the specs on it it just says hot water pressure washer, doesn't even give us the pressure on that,
So will 100 feet hose reach from the garage over to SDR number 1?
I would think it would, yeah. Well, I didn't measure it, I'm not gonna say that, but you can buy the 100-foot hose reel from either outfit. They come with the quick connect gun, 36-inch lance, 50-foot of hose, a 0 nozzle, a 15-degree nozzle, 25, 40, a steam nozzle, chemical nozzle, and a downstream chemical injector is what comes with.
And how much current do these draw? Horsepower?
I knew that was gonna be one of your questions, Bob. Hang on, I got it here. It is. It's a 30 amp, 5 horsepower.
30 amp, okay.
30 amp.
Mhm.
So that's the 2,700 PSI, 2.5 gallon a minute. And then the other one is, it's 2,000 PSI, 2.8 gallon a minute. I'm trying to find that spec for you.
Well, they're around 30 amps, so.
Yeah, they're both 30 amps, well. 4 horsepower. So,
Is that electrical system, is it the duct and line, is it a high leg?
what's that?
Your electrical system, on your 3-phase system over there, is it a duct and line system, does it have a high leg?
I think it does have a high leg over there, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't have, I don't think it's got a wild leg, because if you look at the pole, there's 3 transformers up there.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's a Y configuration.
Okay, it's not the delta then, you don't have a high leg,
No, it doesn't have a center tap
okay.
oil.
Just wondering about breaking it down for single phase, you know, you want, how much size.
Well, you just go across one phase with the transformer. That's where you get,
Yeah,
these are all.
single phase off of 480 is 277.
Well, yeah. Endpoint to ground is 277,
Right,
but you don't wanna run a 230 volt motor on 277
you
volts.
sure don't know, that's what I'm wondering. you know.
Okay, well, like I said, all the ones on this list, I mean, there's like 5 of them. There's one for 1,700 PSI, there's a cold one that just runs for 4,000 PSI, which I said we really don't need that kind of pressure. But, they're all 5 horsepower. And then there's one, like I said, that's 4. So, and they're all, actually, they're all 30 amp fuses. So,
I have a question. Why do they have to be all heated pressure washers?
well,
Because of the contaminants you're dealing with over there?
no. What we have going on is the age of the building. We need to clean out an SBR over there. We gotta clean pumps. And
Right.
a garden hose just doesn't do it. I mean, we could use a cold pressure washer, but the heat does so much better at cleaning.
Heat will cut the grease.
And it'll cut the grease that we get in the system, and it's just an all around.
So much more efficient.
Yes, much more efficient.
Well, with that, now Joe raised the question. How hot's your water gonna get?
How much what?
How hot's the water gonna get?
250 degrees.
That's a lot.
Now, you
That's not
can't,
a lot of steam.
Well,
Almost.
it's almost steam,
Well,
but, you can actually turn this back and run steam, that's what I read, that's what I said. You can actually go to, electric wet steam or hot water with this machine, so you can actually go to steam with it. And steam clean, but it's,
For a tough application like that,
yeah.
you're on the right track.
Yeah, I just, like I said, sometime this summer, we're gonna have to pump out the SVR. It needs a lot of cleaning.
How thick is the crust on the walls right now? Inch?
That's Tom, if he can tell you.
I wouldn't say it's an inch, no,
Oh, yeah.
but it's just, it's a buildup of grease, and it's gonna help cut the grease off of there.
So I guess the choices we have, I mean, there's a lot of deer. I mean, if you wanna look at them, we got 2,300, 29.99, which is 2,700 PSI, 2.5 gallon a minute, that's pretty minimal. There's another one that's 2,750 PSI, so you got 50 more PSI, it's 2.5 gallon. And it's it's $200 more for 50 PSI, it's just not logical.
Where's most of this machinery built at?
I can't answer that one, Bob.
Which one do you recommend?
Well, this one that I'm showing, this $2,329 machine, is probably way more than enough, and you can, I didn't look up the 100-foot extension kit, it's on a reel that actually mounts to the pressure washer. If you wanna get it now, I mean, I'd have to look that up, but, it comes with what I said. I think it's a pretty good pressure washer. I never had any trouble with mine, mine's not as big as this.
This has a 5 horsepower electric motor.
5 horsepower electric motor, it has pneumatic tires on it.
Yeah, what's the amperage draw on the heater for heating the water?
No,
It doesn't say?
it's a fuel oil, it's diesel,
Oh, diesel.
so it's diesel fired to heat. Or kerosene.
where's the heater at? Right next to the,
Right on the whole, it's just a
It's on
unit.
the unit.
well, you can't run that in the garage then, can you?
Yeah, you can put a thing right on it and out the window.
Exhaust pipe.
Yeah, you can put a stack on it. Anyway,
I'm gonna make a motion, we do the 27 and 29,
23,
yeah, 23,
29.
29, 99,
yeah,
and the 100-foot hose, which I'm sure we'll need,
yeah.
as long as our electric will, we don't have any issues with the electric then.
Yeah, we'll have to, check that out, but yeah,
I'll second that motion.
all in favor?
Alright,
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. I'm gonna put a star on this. Okay. Next one is right what we were talking about, schedule of cleaning on the SBR. Now, Tom asked you what,
That should be a dry weather activity, July, August.
July, August. So, do we wanna just say, let's put it on the works for right after the 4th of July? That work?
Yeah, I'd like to do it sooner than later. I'd like to shoot for July,
Okay.
in my opinion.
What's the 4th of July this year?
It's on a Sunday.
5th will be Monday.
Shoot for the month of July.
Let's, it'll take a week or days?
No, just take a day, if everything's organized up front.
Okay.
You wanna have it done much more than that. so.
Right. Well, as long as we don't have any other
Last
issues.
one- I think the last one was done in a day.
Was it? Okay. Well, let's do that, we'll just schedule it, let's put it on the paperwork, those guys that, they know July 5th that, they're gonna be doing an SBR 1. I don't know, need a motion for that, or just put it on their workload.
I think we just put it on our schedule.
Okay. Anybody have any new business? Any?
I do. We had decided to purchase the wood for the building
Yes.
over there. I think we need to see about getting it farmed out as far as putting it up. Because these guys might not have enough time, and if they get hurt, fall and get hurt, and you don't have the right equipment to put it up with.
I agree with that, just because with Corey being in school and like Penny said, with the workload,
Workman's comp if they get hurt.
Well,
we don't have the equipment to do that, and I'd rather our employees be safe than have an injury.
okay, well, we get quotes, but you know, Rich, that metal just goes straight. It's not like they gotta climb an 8-mile ladder to put that up. You stand it up, and if you screw it, you can stand there and reach almost 9 foot of it. It's only 14 foot high.
What if they were putting the wood on?
Well, the wood's 3 pieces. So there's one on the bottom, 36 inches up, there's another piece that's 1x6, and another piece is up here. The plywood's already up there, so the top one, they don't even have to put a screw in. They only have to put a wood up there, so they got 9 foot of it is, they don't even need, they don't need anything. In other words, just so you know, here's a post. Here's a cement basin on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see this, Rich?
No,
Okay. They're gonna put a 1x6 there.
Okay.
36 inches up, they're gonna put a 1x6. 36 inches up, they're gonna put a 1x6. And then it already has, on these pivot posts, it already has a 4-foot piece of the right thickness, so there's nothing to go above that panel.
Okay.
When I talked to them the other day, those guys were thinking that they gotta put that metal on sideways and climb up a ladder. They don't, because gravel all of it is 3 foot wide. Put it on the concrete, there's a channel that goes on the bottom, stand it up and go plunk. Deep.
Okay.
So, and I told them I'll gladly come over and help them.
It's applied vertically, not
Yes,
horizontally.
it's applied vertically, it's very easy to do, so, I mean, it's up to you guys about farming it out, but I mean, you could probably do 2 walls in that building in 4 hours.
Okay.
I mean, it's not,
I could probably get some help too from my
Yeah.
husband.
yeah, it's really, so, I don't agree with that.
My wife's put it up before, and she's done twice that distance in 2 hours
Yeah,
by herself.
yeah, it's not hard, Rich, I mean, it's really not. So, whatever you guys decide. Yeah, it's really not hard, it's not like this whole thing's gonna be wood, it's not, the wood's already up on the
And
top.
everything else that was.
Yeah, every post already has, it already has the 4-foot panel on the top, so even at the 14 foot, you're down to 10 foot, so you got 3, 6, 9, and you're already, that's as far as you're going. So,
What color are these guys going to choose?
it's already over there, it's,
Oh, you already got it?
yeah, it's, whatever the building is, tan, it's a light tan.
Desert sand, they call that.
I have an item, Chief.
Huh?
I have an item for new business.
What do you got?
An affidavit.
An affidavit?
An affidavit. Recall several months ago, PennDOT has been in touch with you folks about the replacement of the bridge down on River Road
In Caledonia,
Caledonia.
yes.
They are requesting an affidavit that you have title to the 2 property easements that are near their work zone. So
I brought that up to Corey.
this can be done in
I know
lieu of finding the actual easements.
Okay, well, that's my question is, I wonder where the easements are.
I was looking at the plan and couldn't find anything on the Caledonia project.
Okay.
Plan.
You know,
So,
the,
you could probably still get it out of the courthouse if somebody wanted to go to the courthouse.
the website of the courthouse to look at deeds is pretty easy to use.
I know that.
So, I mean, you might be able to do it from your armchair at home and find the easements. Anyways, not that,
They should be here somewhere.
In lieu of that, can we at least get on the record authorizing Rich to execute the affidavit
Yes.
requested by PennDOT? If you want me to read it, I can read some of it for you.
Now, we have a copy of it, or you're gonna leave us?
I think, yeah, I emailed a copy up to Lisa today, I don't know if it came through or not, but I have 2 copies, so you guys.
Okay.
It basically just says that you have title and interest to, I think it's the Dudleys, Donald and Catherine
Yes,
Dudley, and Robert D. and Sandra Nelson's property
yes.
with the sewer line easement in that vicinity. And it's been installed since 2008. And no improvements have been made since then,
Right.
no replacements. And it's basically just stating that you have, and
I mean,
nothing's been contesting those easements.
We can, I mean, if you have it there, there's no reason we can't. What do you need? You just need it.
Well, I have it under Rich's signature right now, so,
I can't sign your name, Rich, but you can sign it.
it's not important, he can get,
I can go up tomorrow.
they're looking for the right of way to the pump station, John?
the sewer line across is 555.
Oh, okay, the sewer.
It's a gravity sewer
Yeah,
line.
where it comes down by Donald Dudley's on,
That crosses the-
Caledonia Shore.
Across the PennDOT highway. Yeah, we leave it here, Rich can sign it, and, I'll notarize it for him. But I think it just needs to be put on the record that he's authorized to sign that affidavit for the,
I'll make a motion, he authorized.
Yep, second it. All in favor?
Aye.
There you go. Is there anything else?
I have 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
As I sat here, they came to mind. At a previous meeting, I asked about the backup for the PLC over at the plant, whether you had a disk or what media it's stored on. And they seemed to think that Allegheny Electric had it, but I think there was talk about you getting custody or a copy of it. Was that ever done?
I don't know if it being done. I remember that, Rich. What about you?
I couldn't really hear him.
It was about that backup for the PLC over at the plant. We talked about Allegheny Electric might have a copy of that.
Yeah, they do have a copy of it, and I will touch base with them again tomorrow because they were supposed to drop zip drive off for us.
Oh, they were supposed to drop a zip drive off for it.
Yeah, and Corey or Jim never told me that they dropped it off. I told them let me know when, so I'll give them a call and
Okay.
make sure I get that tomorrow.
Okay, second question, well, related to that, can you get from that, do you still have a laptop computer over there? Okay, well, you know, it would be nice to have a printout, at least what the inputs and the outputs are there, if you gotta do some fundamental troubleshooting outside the PLC. So I'd suggest you get that from Allegheny Electric. And the Cadillac would be to buy RS Logics and a laptop to go in, but I think that might be a little bit much right now.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question I have, is the PLC accessible from the internet day and night, or is it isolated? Because you're hearing a lot about hacking. I know a few years ago, they broke into a sewer plant. I think that was out in Indiana, and they burned up the motors. And they knew what they were doing, because some of these large electric motors, you can only stop and start them so many times in an hour or 2 hours. Well, they got in there, and every 10 minutes, they'd stop the motor, and then they'd start it. Well, they overheated and burned up. There's a water plant, I guess, just recently down in Florida they had. So, I think the board's gotta start to be cognizant of this, and understand what's done over there to prevent this from happening to you. Now, I don't remember that there's any talk of installing a SCADA system over there. Can Allegheny Electric look at your system from St. Mary's? And is it hardwired?
I can't answer that, Bob.
Well, I think you gotta start,
I don't think so,
well,
We'll
I don't
find
know,
out.
you gotta start asking some of these
I will
questions.
ask whenever I call them tomorrow.
but, yeah, we'll find out. We'll have these answers for you when you come back.
It's not for me, it's just for the whole community.
Well, I understand
But
that.
we don't wanna get,
That's a very good point you
Get the
made there,
point.
Bob.
let's see, one other thing I want to ask you. Now, the PLC, or the, desktop computer, it's connected to the internet, right?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But, you know, I mean, you should be, from time to time, backing up the files on that, so if somebody does get in there and trash that computer, you have files. I mean, you can restore it. So,
Well, I think backing up the files, I think is a good idea, very good idea. And I don't know if they do that or not, but
well, who would do it? Would your operator do that? Would you entrust the employees at the level of their knowledge to do that?
I would think the operator should back up the files, what do you?
Well, is it in a job description?
Well, it may not be, but
Well,
there's another one that we'll address tomorrow.
then how are you going to back them up? I mean, you can put them out on Google Cloud, you can buy a small hard drive, back them up locally, but, you know, you might wanna back them up in 2 locations.
Yeah, let's find out if they are backing them up, and then we'll address where we need to back them up to.
I do know all we got is back things up. We'll just have to ask her how
Yeah.
she's doing it.
Right, that's what I'm saying, I can't answer that, but yeah, if she's backing things up, if she's backing them up where or how, and do we have access to that backup?
But, you know, if somebody would get in there and trash the place, would you lose your backup? You know, is she
Again,
take
that's
it
what
home?
we're.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
We'll
lot of
find out.
questions
We'll
here.
get
to
all
be
this
pursued.
information, we'll definitely find this stuff out.
Okay.
Okay. Need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.